enthusiasm about it. In front of 1,000 people. All right, guys, finally, the arm straps. Really make sure the arm straps are done nice and tight. Pull it this way to 10. You can go to 10 right now. Yeah, 10.
Yeah.
I don't need to breathe, but thank you. Excellent. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give our volunteers tonight. Again, while you're watching this, I want you to think about what it is that you're passionate about. The key to getting stuff done is understanding how you're going to get from point A to point B. What I want you to think about, though, is not to get overwhelmed with the overall goal. If you break it down into a bunch of small steps, it's going to make it a whole lot easier. But that's exactly how you're going to be doing it. And you're going to need to start thinking about this later in the conference when you decide to go after your action plan. So the goal of this is to slam the straitjacket onto the floor. So Jensen, you guys ready to learn? Yeah! All right, break it down, step by step by step. Step number 1 in the straitjacket escape is to get my right hand, that's the hand on the bottom, onto my left elbow. This is known as the painful part of the straitjacket escape. Again, if you're squeamish, you may want to turn away. Sometimes you can see it. Sometimes you can hear it. Believe me, I can always feel it. Ooh, Justin, you sickos really want to hear a cop. Here we go. Step number 1, right hand, left elbow. Looks and sounds like this. Let's have some fun. Yeah. That, my friends, is step number 1. Step number 2 in the straitjacket escape is to get my right hand onto my left shoulder. This is known as the really painful part. You see, the problem here is that as soon as you get your right hand onto your left elbow, all of the slack that you had to work with is gone. Houdini found that this time, by dislocating the left shoulder, it gives you a little extra slack to work with. When he was performing a stunt on the ground, he found that the most effective method of dislocating his left shoulder was to jump up off of his feet. Landing on the elbow, it forces the shoulder completely out of the socket. It looks like this. Just kidding. No longer do their jobs, so oftentimes all that's necessary is this. Yeah. That, my friends, that, my friends, is step number 2. Step number 3 is straitjacket escape. See, we're just breaking it down into small steps. Step number 3 is to squeeze my big head through that little hole. I'm going to also point out that at this point in the straitjacket escape, when I reach my arms up, a certain strap tends to go with it. At this point, I make my job more uncomfortable. Here we go, step number 3. I always find when I'm going after my dreams, there's always one really uncomfortable step. One step that once you get over that, everything everything is downhill from there. Everything is made so much more comfortable, so much easier, and it's represented perfectly with the crotch strap. Step number 4, I'm running from my butt, I'm undoing the crotch strap.
Yeah.
Those of you with cameras might want to use the zoom feature for this one.
It's a bit of a picture.
Pick it up, Magic Boy! Understanding well that things are not going to happen overnight. You can probably notice that I'm quite out of breath at this point. That's because all of the great things in life are worth working hard for. The final step is to pull the jacket up over my head. It's kind of like taking off a wet shirt. Keep in mind, the armholes haven't been altered, which makes it that much more difficult to escape from. Before we do this, we have just a nice big round of applause to all of the volunteers that helped set up the sound and lighting. Is that when I'm on the ground, I have use of my feet that I can use as leverage to help work the jacket off. Here's what I mean.